Hey, good morning. What if you're not afraid of failing, but of succeeding? Most people think they're afraid of failure. Me too. But what if what's actually holding you back is success? You know, Abraham Maslow, the psychologist, he once wrote, "We fear our highest possibilities. We thrill to godlike potential, and yet we shiver before it. If you plan to be less than you are capable of being, you live in a quiet unhappiness." This week, that reminded me hard. Not in a crisis, but in a moment of decision. Sometimes we hold back, not because we doubt the outcome, but because we're afraid of what happens if it works. I'm Stephen. During the week, I work with boards and executive teams around the world, reshaping how they lead in this next era of AI transformation. These Sunday 2-minute sessions, well, they're a chance to reflect. No slides, no buzzwords, just a moment to reset and refocus. So here's something to remember. Playing small isn't safe. In one session this week, we were assessing a major initiative, clearly needed, and it was clearly within reach. But the pushback, let's not overreach. I paused and asked, are we managing risk or shrinking from potential? There's a difference, and leaders feel it in their gut. Now, here's a practical tip for you. When you sense pullback in a meeting, ask, what would we do if we weren't afraid of succeeding too fast? It shifts the lens. Let me share a story about tiny actions, big shifts. It's an adaptation of Lauren Aisley's Starfish story. This story grounds me when the challenge feels too big, and the story goes something like this. An old man was walking along the beach when he noticed a young boy picking up starfish and throwing them back into the ocean. He approached the boy and asked, "Little boy, but what are you doing?" The boy replied, "The sun is rising and the tide is going out. If I don't throw the starfish back in, they'll die." The old man, he shook his head and he said, "But there's too many starfish on this beach. You can't possibly make a difference." After thinking for a moment, the boy bent down, picked up another starfish, and threw it into the ocean. Then he turned to the old man and said, "Well, I made a difference to that one." See, that story is your leadership framework for the week. It's easy to adopt a negative mindset in the face of present enormous challenge. And I do this too. So when you're trying to transform your life, it's impossible to see how the tiny actions today will ever create the change you seek. In those moments, remember the little boy from the story. Bend down, pick up a single starfish, and throw it back into the ocean. A wise friend of mine, she said to me, "You won't change your life in a day, but if you change your days, you will eventually change your life." Small actions compound. That's where momentum is built. Okay, a little bit about my week. Well, it was intense, lots of preparation for our next phase of transformation, but the standout moments weren't strategic, they were human. For example, on one call where I nudged someone to back their own voice, one board committee member who finally spoke truth to resistance. See, these are the moments that actually move the needle. Okay, before we close, let me leave you with a quote from Marianne Williamson, and she says, "Our deepest fear is not what we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we're powerful beyond measure." And my prompt to you this week, what's your starfish this week? What's one small human action you can take, even if it won't change the world, but might just change somebody else's day? I'm Stephen. This is your Sunday Reset. Keep growing, keep leading. Until next Sunday, let's get it.